DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now, because we have you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I need you to run this cold open real quick. I need to handle something.
Okay. Go kick some ass.
Yeah.
Beat some ass.
I'm going to write it in the chat. But you guys handle this real quick.
I got you. Welcome. Hey, Brandon Cleary, we see you. You're already in the chat. Welcome to you too. Good to see you. Good morning, Cleary. Y'all had a good week. Hope y'all had a good week. Yeah, Joe did not have a good week, so we're gonna talk about that here pretty quick. Or Joe, do you want to just tell everybody how fucking pissed off you are now? I mean, you can do that if you want.
We'll get there in a second. Hold on.
Oh, now Joe's abandoning me too. Look at that, everyone. I'm getting abandoned. No.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's bad. Discord's fucking nope. Fuck.
I don't know what that means. You're saying things that I'm not comprehending. I'm assuming this is like a technical issue. Is that what we're talking about? A technical issue?
Check the chat.
The podcast chat?
No, other chat. The chat on fucking Studio.
I only see 2 messages.
Yeah. If you click on private, so at the top you'll see stream in private.
Oh my fucking God. Come on, dude. Holy shit. What is wrong with people, dude? God damn it. I'm not laughing because it's not serious, okay? I'm laughing because people are fucking idiots, okay? People are fucking idiots. And if you needed any proof, I would just point to all of the events of this last week, okay? That's we kind of we play around with the titles of our individual podcasts, but we do that for a reason sometimes. This week, obviously, it's Cry About It. Everybody was fucking crying this week, okay? Like, I'm not surprised. Fucking people just disappoint the absolute fuck. People just disappoint the absolute fuck out of me. Like, let me just say that, okay? I don't know how much more. I don't know how much more disappointed I can get. Hey, Cleary, that's cool. Hey, put up Brandon's comment for me real quick if you can, Joe. So he had a great week and got about 500 miles on a motor that he basically rebuilt with no issues. Freaking dude, absolute props to freaking like doing your own maintenance. Freaking. This former mechanic does a good job.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess we can just while John's doing what John's doing.
John will figure it out. John will figure it out. He'll be back. He's going to go kick some ass and take some names, and that's not going to be hard for him to do. He's usually pretty quick on the draw with that stuff. So, But yeah, as a former, as I know it's easy to get overshadowed. I am actually a former mechanic in the Army, along with being an infantryman, because I started as a mechanic before I reclassed. So yeah, as a former mechanic, anybody who does their own work, man, you've got like my seal of approval. As long as the work is good, right? As long as the work is good. It's like maintenance is not fun. Maintenance is not a fun job. Like doing mechanical stuff is not always a happy time, you know. So it is what it is. That's believe it or not, Joe. That's actually it wasn't the only reason I reclassed, but among several reasons why I reclassed was like maintenance is not fun. It was soul sucking and very underappreciated. You know what I mean? You basically just get thrown to the wolves every fucking day, and nobody gives a fuck. Which is fine. That's kind of what comes with the territory of that job. But it was not for me. Yeah, it was not for me. Like,
yeah. So
every once in a while, you got to give me at least an attaboy. Every once in a while, at least an attaboy. And being a mechanic, there were no attaboys in the Army. There were no attaboys. Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
I mean, I had a real chill fucking motor pool sergeant in my unit. Great mechanic, fucking overall awesome dude.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he was in our rear detachment when I went on my second deployment overseas.
Okay.
And I actually during my R&R went over to fucking Japan, and I bought a fucking Civic and had it fucking shipped back to the States.
Smart.
First ever brand new fucking car.
There you go.
Well, to make it street legal here, had to get a fucking catalytic converter installed and a bunch of other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sent it over here, and he fucking did it for me while I was still out overseas.
On deployment?
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. That's freaking that. I'm not gonna lie. I want to say the maintenance field was one of the few MOS like classifications that the higher in rank, the cooler the dude probably was. Where with most MOSs in the Army, the higher the rank, the bigger the person's kind of a fucking
ego gets.
Yeah, just dickhead, asshole, whatever you want to call it. Most, obviously not all, but most senior mechanics or senior enlisted mechanics, your motor sergeants, stuff like that, section sergeants, they tend to be a little bit cooler. And I think it's because you have to have an immense amount of patience for that job. Like this guy right here did not have. So like by the time they get to like E6, E7, especially if they ever make, God help them if they ever make E8 as a mechanic, fucking those guys are typically a little bit cooler. Typically.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like I'll even say in the civilian world. So like, obviously I work a fucking desk job. I work in IT. I work in tech.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get along with a lot of people that work in my fucking career field because a lot of people that work in my career field are fucking over pompous pricks.
Right.
Almost all of my fucking friends in the civilian world work in automotive of some way, whether it's body work, you know, being body men and body techs, doing fucking that shit, actual mechanics. I get along more with fucking mechanics than I do with fucking IT people because being a veteran, I have more of that fucking don't give a fuck attitude that a mechanic has.
You're a ground pounder. You know what I mean? It's like when you've worked at the bottom of the ladder and you've made your way slowly up several rungs, you start to realize the cooler people are usually towards the bottom. The cooler people.
Mm-hmm.
Because the higher up you go on the ladder, the cooler people ain't usually. So that's just, I guess that's just the nature of things. That's just the nature of things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So fuck.
Yeah.
This week's
yeah. Why don't you tell everybody how fucking enjoyable your week has been, so we can give John a little bit more time to.
Do we want to start with some of those fucking photos I sent you guys?
Yeah. It's actually perfect that we have kind of a veteran-centric podcast too, because any veterans that are watching will know exactly what the fuck you're showing them as soon as you fucking pull them up. So yeah, why don't you show us what's inside your apartment right now?
So this is just one of many fucking pictures I've taken. I've sent Jay and John so many fucking pictures of this shit. It's ridiculous.
I'm pissed off for you.
Like, look at that fucking mold colony right there.
Dude, fuck that shit.
Like, you can even see the fucking spores of white mold.
Yeah.
Lined up along the fucking edge where it's still wet along this fucking pipe.
Yep. When you started texting us that, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, you just had to move and change places in the same complex, in the same fucking complex, only to fucking discover you're basically living inside of a fucking science project right now. And like, you're breathing that shit, right? Like right now you're breathing that shit. And I don't even know what to say. And it's not me dealing with it. I'm not the one dealing with it. I don't even know what to say, Joe. Like, I don't know what can be said other than like, holy fucking shit. Like, can somebody give you guys a fucking break? Because like that shit, like,
I always use this phrasing. If I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck.
Yeah. I'm not laughing at you, but that's completely appropriate. Like for what you're dealing with right now.
So
I've had some seasons in my life very similar, and actually like not fairly recently too. So I understand. Like,
I'll go into a little bit of backstory on where the black mold came from. So actually, officially, as of today, it's been a month. I noticed on a Sunday while we were cleaning after the podcast downstairs that there were some water spots showing up in my fucking ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right above those water spots in the ceiling is the fucking AC ductwork.
Right.
Because of the positioning of the building that I'm in on the property, sun comes up in the morning on the front side where my front door is and goes down on the back end where my back door is. So the fucking townhouse just turns into a fucking furnace because it's not properly insulated on the outside walls. The windows aren't up to par. They're not, the newer fucking double pane insulated fucking windows, all that bullshit. So, they HVAC techs, and I've got buddies that are HVAC techs, and they even always suggest, if your house or your apartment's properly insulated, you don't need to run your AC above 72.
That's what I do. That's exactly
during the heat of the summer.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. And, I've lived in a lot of fucking newer construction apartments, and 72 is fine because they're properly insulated. There's no fucking issue with keeping heat out.
In general, yes. And you've told me what you have to keep yours set at just to get it down to close to 72.
Yeah. So upstairs in the townhouse, I have a in-unit AC unit in my office and an in-unit AC unit in my bedroom to keep the upstairs cool, because anybody that paid attention in science class, heat fucking rises.
No way. No way.
And then, when we're looking at my office alone, all the fucking equipment I've got in my office.
Yep. You got engines running, man. You got engines running in there.
The fucking office turns into a fucking hot box to begin with. Because even when it was wintertime outside, I had the fucking AC unit in my office running to counteract the fucking heat being on to keep the rest of the unit at a comfortable temperature. But now with the summer hitting and we're having these 100+ degree days, AC stays on 65 during the summer.
And it is still summer. It's definitely still summer. We still got a couple of months left of it.
So with that, when the AC was initially installed in these units back in the fucking 80s, they never insulated the ductwork. So because I have to keep the AC so low, that hot air and cold air mixing on the fucking metal of the ductwork is just constantly causing the ductwork to sweat.
Right. Condensation and all that stuff.
Yep. The fucking condensation has just been really fucking bad from that, which then, in turn caused these fucking water spots. Second I saw the water spots, I flagged fucking maintenance. They brought a dehumidifier in and said, hey, we'll let this run for a week. Kept coming in with the moisture, because they've got a tool that you stick on the drywall to check the moisture levels and stuff. That entire week, the fucking moisture levels never fucking got to a manageable level or to where they should be for safe, to be considered safe for mold not to grow. Well, they didn't take any fucking action. Now fucking this week on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I get off work, I go downstairs, go to the fridge, grab out a fucking one of my seltzers, Crack that open. I'm on the phone with my other buddy that lives up in Kansas City. We're talking. I look up and I see the fucking black mold in the water spots.
And you're just like, holy shit.
And I'm like, motherfucker. So I go straight back up to the office. It's right at the office closing. And I show the fucking person in the office before they leave for the day. And I contact the maintenance supervisor. I'm like, motherfucker, now there's black mold. This needs to be fixed.
Right.
Thursday morning, he comes in. He cuts out 2 fucking holes on just 2 of the water spots were showing black mold. There's still 1 water spot that never got cut out that has fucking visible black mold.
I don't even want to. I'm like grinding my teeth and simultaneously like my eyes are twitching because of like shit that I've dealt with when I was still in the army and soldiers in the barracks and stuff. And it's like everybody knows the mold stories in the barracks, and older barracks, newer barracks, fucking medium barracks, barracks where the porridge is just fine and just right. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. Like soldiers deal with black mold all the time. Yeah.
It's not new. I've lived in the fucking barracks. I dealt with it then.
But you shouldn't have to. And that's the whole enchilada.
Exactly.
Nobody should have to.
It's an environmental fucking hazard.
Especially if you
long-term exposure can cause fucking serious health risks.
If you don't own the property you're staying in, there is no excuse for you living with black mold. If you own it.
Even if I own the property that I'm staying in, there's no excuse for that.
If you own it, it's on you to fucking. If I got black mold today, if I got black mold in my house today, it would be on this guy right here to fucking fix it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I saw black mold and I owned the fucking property, I'd have gone tore out all the fucking sheetrock.
Bro.
And then went and bought new fucking sheetrock. I know how to hang drywall. I know how to fucking do this shit. I'd have fucking fixed it my goddamn self.
I'm just saying, dude. Like it's one of those things where, it's one of those things where there is no excuse because
cuts those holes out. I still have this dehumidifier running, by the way, and there's a few things that are downsides because of how cool I have to keep the unit, and with the 2 AC units running and all that shit. Second, the fucking heat wave hit for the summer. My electric bill went from $120 a month to $375 fucking dollars.
Yep. I was just about to ask what your electric bill was.
We sent the electric bill to the fucking complex. You know what they did? They gave us a one-time reimbursement on our fucking rent for $500.
Oh, they're so nice.
Even though I sent them 4 months of fucking bills at that fucking price.
I don't even know what to say to you except possibly like start seeking legal advice. Like other than that, like you've got every right to
Friday they send in their HVAC people. They had only got it quoted to insulate 10 feet of the 20 feet worth of ductwork, so only half of the fucking ductwork downstairs, if that. They didn't even insulate the fucking 10 feet. They insulated maybe a 5 to 7 foot section of it where the holes were cut out in the ceiling. And said, hey, they did this, so we've got to wait a couple days to see if this fixes the problem.
Are we ignoring? Yeah, we're talking about
black mold.
Yeah, we're talking about the black mold.
I want to say, dude, when I was living in, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago too, like living in Fort Benning, we had that same situation too. Not as bad as how you have it by any means. Like your situation is like probably one of the worst black mold like situations I've ever seen in my life. To be honest with you, that shit is fucking terrible.
It's beyond obvious how bad it is. It's bad.
So I've consulted with an attorney, and the attorney pretty much said in North Carolina, black mold, because it's an environmental hazard, black mold's an automatic. You can break your lease and not have to pay shit.
Right. And then, but who's going to move in behind you guys? And are they going to know about it? Are they just going to, or is the fucking place just going to fucking paint over it? Or fucking
me with my big hero energy. You know what I plan on fucking doing? And I've got it fucking typed up in my draft box right now. I've got an email to the local fucking news station.
Do it.
To their consumer fucking reporting and consumer helpline.
Do it.
Tomorrow, vendors come in. They're supposed to be covering the 2 fucking holes that got cut open already. And that's it. The complex is ignoring the black mold part. So I'm giving them a chance. I'm going to see if they actually fucking come in and say, hey, we do need to actually do all this fucking work. And if they do, fine. I will leave it alone. I won't fucking send that email.
But if they don't,
there will be news stations here by fucking Wednesday.
Is this like eligible for a lawsuit yet?
he's getting there. He's getting there.
Yeah, it's touching it. Yeah,
that's what he's waiting on. That's what he's waiting on tomorrow.
So here's the thing: it's eligible for it's getting there, but at the same time, the attorney even said you can break your lease and they can't come after you for any fucking money owed because of this black mold if you break your lease. He said the only way you have a lawsuit is if you have to break the lease because of the black mold and they come after you for rent owed or anything like that. I was also instructed until the issue is fully resolved not to pay fucking rent.
I agree with that. Also,
I couldn't agree more.
Honestly. I know you weren't there last year. I want to know who the fuck was living there last year because I bet it was like that last year too. How much you want to fucking bet?
It was an older black lady that lived here. So I'm pretty sure she never cranked her fucking AC down to cool off the fucking unit like I did.
Maybe. I'm
okay. Yeah.
As bad as your problem is, I don't know. That's why I'm curious. I'm curious because like it's clear that problem has been there.
It's been there. Yeah. Mean, it's probably been there for a couple of years. The person before us, the person before them. It's been there.
It takes the winter off, comes back in the summer. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. But it manifested outside, like on your walls. It manifested on your walls, which means that there's a much bigger problem behind the walls. You know what I mean?
Because the thing is,
when black mold
start the week off on Monday, the HVAC people came to do a service call on the unit to make sure everything was mechanically sound. And they're like, everything's mechanically sound. He's just running his AC too low. And the complex was like, yeah, we're not going to fix anything because you run it too low, this, that, and the other. So I said, fine, I'll run it at 72 for a fucking day or two. And
what was the temperature in your house when you ran it?
I want you to fucking come in here during that time frame and feel how fucking ridiculous of a suggestion that is.
Yeah.
It was 82 degrees upstairs.
When you ran it at 72?
When I ran it at 72.
Yep. So, but everything's mechanically
Holy
sound.
Shit.
That's what happens when you have like really shitty insulation. That means
shitty insulation, and then at the same time, when you look at HVAC units are rated at certain fucking square footage.
Yeah.
The units they have for these townhouses aren't big enough for the square footage of the actual unit.
That sounds like a cheap ass owner to me. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Cheap motherfucker.
Lazy.
Pretty much any repair that costs more than $150 has to go through the owner of the property. The management company can't just fucking do it.
Interesting.
That sounds almost as lazy as Marvel's fucking big announcement.
Yeah. Which, oh man, and
from the dungeon.
What up, man? And just real quick, guys, before we get to whatever we get to next, I need to put this out there right fucking now.
Oh, here we go.
DD214 Network in all its forms, Discord, Facebook, social medias, we have a zero tolerance policy for harassment in all forms, okay?
For fucking reasons, assholes.
For many reasons. If you are found to be harassing any of our fucking members at any time, and I'm telling you, I'm looking at the analytics, I'm looking at everything right now, and you're lucky I don't fucking see you. And if I see you in our fucking chats, you will be permanently banned from everything like you have been on our Discord.
Please tell me you kicked out a couple of bands today, please.
Yes.
From what I saw in the private chat.
Yes.
Like, thank you. That's why I leave a lot of that shit to you, John, because don't let it be me. Just don't let it be me. Just let me know if those assholes are ever around Kansas City.
Yeah,
right?
and let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you right now, do not harass anybody. Anybody.
male, female, fucking. We don't. It matters not. We don't.
I
don't
do
that.
not care if you say 3 little words. If they were unwarranted and unneeded and not asked for, that is harassment, even as much as a fucking hug. So let's get on with the day. So you want to talk about Robert Downey
What
Jr.?
are the 3 little words?
Any
It could be anything.
Any
Yeah,
3 words.
Any.
All right, fuck you, asshole.
He means he means don't with our group that we have slowly but surely been building on.
Mm-hmm.
If you fuck around, you will find out. And we're not.
You mean kind of like my apartment complex?
We don't play here. That's just we like to have fun. We like to party and joke around and smile and laugh and sing and cry. Okay?
So
we do not play.
Yeah.
But we don't fucking play. Okay.
Now let's get into this fucking bullshit with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, because I want to tell
Sorry
you guys
from the dungeon. It's
Yeah,
bullshit. They should have fucking cast somebody else for that role.
So
we're all pissed.
Now look, I'm just gonna put it out here right now, and plus I want to tell you guys about what happened yesterday too, but I'll get to it after Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. just won a fucking Oscar. Okay, go home. Okay, we could have had Mads Mikkelsen. Hell, Jay, you remember that show you introduced me to, Dark?
Oh yes.
What about What about older Jonas?
Why not? What about fucking Tom Hardy? For all I fucking care.
What about Mads Mikkelsen?
How about somebody who wasn't in the fucking MCU to begin with?
Fuck it. What about Cavill?
Literally anyone else. Literally anyone else except fucking Iron Man should be playing Doctor Doom.
I think John gets the Cavill joke at least.
I know all of us have our varying degrees of like comic book nerd in us, all 3 of us. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Doom, but much like Thanos, Doom was one of my favorite supervillains when I was a kid. So I'm fairly versed on Doom. Robert Downey Jr. is not fucking Victor Von Doom. He's not. I don't care who I'm talking to.
I will say this.
Straight up. It ain't him.
Because there's a lot of great actors that could play Doom.
And probably for cheaper than Robert Downey Jr.
Race, religion, sex doesn't fucking matter. I'd have been great with fucking Wesley Snipes as fucking Doom.
I would actually say Snipes would make a good Doom. Actually, no shit. He might actually make a good Doom.
And here's the thing. And look, here's the thing.
It's the multiverse. However,
you're
going to take fucking Tony Stark in fucking the sacred timeline and turn him into fucking Doom.
Yeah.
That's the part
I don't. It's just there's so many other people. Like, look, I get it. There was a Tony Stark that merged with Doom in a what if storyline.
Yeah,
we're making what if stories now. Like, come on,
They have an entire fucking cartoon series for What If on fucking Disney Plus. If you want to do the Tony Stark Doom fucking What If, do it that way. Don't do it this way.
Fucking thank you.
Multiverse. We get that. However, if we're looking at
I want to see someone else.
If we're looking at the sacred timeline, it should not be fucking Downey playing Doom.
I
would be fine if they brought Downey in as a variant of Doom from an alternate universe. So
that's
sacred
fine.
timeline Doom and then fucking variant Doom being Junior, but it'd be 2 different actors.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how far up their own ass people were on this decision, because this is just
he is fucking literally licking Downey's fucking taint.
It's mind-boggling, like how this is just not a good call. It's just
again though, when we're looking at that, we're looking at 2 different fucking universes within 2 different universes. Yeah. This next Avengers movie, Avengers Doomsday, that they announced with Junior playing fucking Doom, is the main timeline, not Earth, whatever.
Well, Cable, when you talk, you're not wrong with Brolin, okay? But here's the thing: Thanos as a character, you couldn't really tell he was Brolin. You could kind of see it a little bit in the CGI that they made Thanos' face with, but not very often. Thanos is a big CGI character. And Cable obviously is Cable, so you could tell it was Josh Brolin.
And so also when he played Cable,
there's a big difference there.
When he played Cable, Disney hadn't bought out 20th Century Fox fully yet.
Yeah, and that the Doom mask and the Doom suit isn't going to hide that it's Robert Downey fucking Jr. That's like 100%.
He's gonna wear the mask the whole time. Like, come on.
If he does, maybe that would save it. If he does, maybe that would save it. If you don't see his face at all the entire time,
I guarantee you, there's going to be a fucking fight sequence at some point. His mask is going to get ripped off, and then the Avengers are going to be like, "Holy shit, Stark! What the fuck?"
No, they haven't. But okay, look, we're gonna do something right now. Okay, the three of us, we're gonna do a scene right now. Okay.
Okay.
God damn it.
I'm the Russo brothers. I'm the both of them, and you guys are the executives. All right.
Okay.
All right. Man, I can't figure this out.
What's the problem?
You know what? We've made so much money. We've made so much money off of Loki, Doctor Strange. Guys, let's just bring back Robert Downey Jr. Bring him back as Doom.
You know what?
I
like the cut of your jib. Your jib.
The fans may not. Half the fans will like it. Half of them will. But
we're not worried about the fans. We are not worried about the fans. We're worried about the money. We're worried about the money. So you, Mr. Russo brothers, like, you guys go do your thing. I
promise you, this will be $1 trillion. We'll make $1 trillion.
The only difference is they're just not going to get any of mine. They're just not going to get any of mine. Deadpool can have my money later this week. I'm going to go see Deadpool this week, but like this hunk of shit is like no.
Yeah, so let's transition to that real quick. No spoilers, because it's still fresh. It's still fresh. I want to say it was absolutely fun.
Okay.
It was
I've heard that.
The opening sequence.
Yeah, it's very fun. You know me that I'm very particular sometimes, and in no way, shape, or form was I disappointed with the action sequences, the cameos, all that stuff. Fan-fucking-tastic. But for me, it went mirrored down to a 7.5. If I watch it again, maybe it could be risen up, but it doesn't take away from the fun of the movie.
It definitely, the fun of the movie was there.
Was it better than either of the previous two? Was it better?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes. Yeah. The amount of cameos was fucking great. I will say, going into this, I was excited that Deadpool and Wolverine were coming into the main MCU. However, the way they did this, I wouldn't even say that was main MCU.
No,
this was a send off to the Fox universe.
The best way, would you say that you could compare it like to what Flashpoint should have done?
I would say the one thing this movie did that the Flash movie should have fucking done was
from the dungeon. Let me guess. That's when we both get paid. It's when we both get paid, isn't it? From the dungeon.
Because the Flash movie, in my opinion, what that should have done was ended the old DC timeline.
Yeah.
So, we use that to end out the old era of DC movies, and they didn't really do that. Where this ended this was kind of the send off to, now that Disney owns 20th Century Fox, we're gonna end an era of comic book movies with this movie.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of Disney and franchises face planting into their own dicks, I'm a little worried about this because of how bad Disney has been face planting with goddamn Star Wars, and that's a big. Yeah. That's one of my main. When I woke up this morning, and I saw that they picked Robert fucking Downey Jr. to play Dr. Doom. I was like, well, I ain't never seeing that fucking movie. Like, I'm already done. Like,
I'll end up watching it for shits and giggles.
Dude, it's just like all the Star Wars spinoffs that I haven't touched because like they're garbage. They're fucking garbage. Like, I'm good.
So
I don't need any more of my childhood dreams fucking smashed and stepped on and pissed on.
Deadpool is a must watch, and especially if you're like a deep comic book fan, you will definitely like it.
It was definitely, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10, just because of the nostalgia from that movie.
We'll fight. We'll see. From the dungeon, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't. I know you've been with us for the last several weeks. You'd have to go deep into the archives of our podcast. I don't think you realize quite how jaded and cynical I actually am, especially when it comes to entertainment. And you can ask either one of these two sitting alongside me right now about just how fucking jaded I am with my entertainment. Okay?
Fuck Hedlund and Kennedy. Fuck them both. Fuck them both.
So we're talking about Disney right now, and
fuck Disney.
John, did you ever finish The Acolyte?
Nope.
Yeah.
Did you actually? Did you really?
Yes.
How do you sludge your way through that dog shit, dude? How do you guys do it?
being
falling
someone,
asleep.
well, I never fell asleep. But I'm probably out of the three of us the most diehard Star Wars person.
I would agree with.
I would agree. I would agree with
I would
that.
agree. John's
because I've read all the fucking books in the extended universe.
I'm more comic books.
Yeah, I've read all the fucking books in the extended universe for Star Wars, all that shit. And spoiler warning.
I got it.
Yep.
Even though it's been 2 weeks since the last episode.
It's been 2 weeks. That's the embargo's lifted.
But the fucking final episode, there were 2 fucking cameos. And I'm not sure if you caught it, John. Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
Darth
Plagueis the Wise. Palpatine's fucking master, one who took Palpatine and made him a Sith Lord.
Hang on a second. I need to pause you because this is the mother. When I had Squillini join RP with me, this motherfucker was walking around with a pamphlet, walking around to people and saying,
"Can we talk to you about our Lord and Savior, Darth Plagueis the Wise?"
What's going on, Sergeant? It's time. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you.
So yeah, this is. I mean, again, I'm into the Star Wars universe on a whole different level.
Yeah,
there's other Star Wars fans out there like me. The Acolyte, definitely, I will, as a overall show, it got a 3 out of fucking 10.
That's what I've
wow,
heard.
Squillini. Holy shit.
What I've
Because
heard.
I'm sure you weren't expecting that.
You started off liking it.
That's a fucking
started off liking it to a degree.
3 out of 10 on the 10-inch scale, dude. That's like a fucking extra belly button, dude.
Yeah,
it's like a little tiny mutt.
That's just an oversized. That's a very swollen clit.
Yeah, look at that cute little mushroom right there. Look at that cute little mushroom. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that thing? What are you gonna do? Oh, it's so cute. What are you gonna do with that thing?
You motherfuckers kill me, bro. Kill me.
Dude, we have terrible attitudes and mouths, dude. What do you want me to say, dude? Like,
there was that, and then at the very end,
Freedom Fighter, good to see you, buddy. Freedom Fighter, good to see you, buddy.
What's going on, Freedom Fighter? Nice to see you. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Star Wars is losing me. I'm going back to comic books again. Like I've been Snowpiercer's back. Remember I was talking about that show a couple years ago? That's
the fucking train one, right?
The show got canceled, and it took 2 years for someone to buy the show, and it finally came out. So we're watching that. But
okay.
Yeah, I want to tell you guys, I didn't have a very exciting week, but yesterday, the other day, where you could see it right. My wife's best friend's father told me the other day. He was like, "Oh, you need a real guitar to play with." I was like, "Okay,
all right."
So he built me that bad boy. Right, I'll just pull it up.
Oh, dude, yeah, I can kind of see it, ish. Show us, John. Show us how you strum your guitar.
Look at this beauty right here.
I bet you can't wait till you finger that thing.
Oh, dude, I've been since I've gotten it. I'm surprised the strings haven't ripped out. But
yup.
All PV parts.
Dude, what kind of guitar is that, John?
It is a PV. So it's got all original PV parts from the good old days, 70s and stuff like that. Sounds like a beast. I plugged it in right into that big old Fender. That big old Fender over there. That big old Fender amp. That big old cabinet But yeah, I got to play it very good. And then this week was my wife's birthday. She had a very, very fun birthday. But yesterday we decided, like, our thing, we wanted to go to this thing called the St. Anne's Feast, which in Hoboken, New Jersey, it's an annual feast.
Is it like a Catholic thing, like St. Anne? Is that like?
Actually,
that sounds like a Catholic holiday. I'm just curious. I'm not as familiar with a lot of the Catholic culture, but I know they have like a shitload of parties and like holidays, basically. Like
so this is actually so it began in 1910 as a celebration of Saint Anne and the traditions of San Giacomo. Okay. The festival was the idea of St. Anne's Society, a group of Italian immigrants who settled in Hoboken in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. And the society wanted to honor their home villages' values and keep their traditions alive. So to fund the festivals, the members would go door to door in Hoboken and raise enough money to hold a 2-day celebration. And the first day was in honor of San Giacomo, and the second day was in honor of St. Anne.
Cool. So it's like a big ass block party then.
Oh yeah. So so my mom used to live on the street. I wasn't able to have a Zeppelin because the line was all the way towards the goddamn viaduct. The line was like 2 miles long for the Zeppelins.
What is a Zeppela? I don't. What is that? Like,
I don't know how to
inform me, please. Like, I need you to educate me on some of this stuff.
I'm gonna get a picture for you.
We have festivals and parties here in Kansas City, but it's not quite the same as like what you're describing. It's like more local. It's more local. It's more localized within like certain communities. You know what I mean? Versus like,
yeah.
Oh, it's like a donut ball.
Yeah,
like a donut hole.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say that?
I couldn't get
the fucking Italian donut.
I couldn't get the words out of my mouth, all right? But so we went there. I actually met up with Gio. A couple homeboys. I saw my mom, took my wife out. It was good, and the really fun. Yeah, it was really nice. And what was really awesome about this time was that, like, I've been going to this festival since I was like 8 years old. So to see it still kicking and see the same rides that they've been using since I was 8 still running is kind of interesting to me, but that's a whole nother conversation. But dude, it was so fun. And I had alcoholic beverage, guys.
I heard we don't talk about it a lot on this show, but John's been kind of a teetotaler for a couple years now. Doesn't mean he doesn't ever drink at all, but he imbibes very, very, very infrequently. So tell me how you're feeling today, John, after imbibing yesterday. How are you feeling today?
I've been drinking a lot of water. I had $12 Long Island iced teas.
Oh my God. I hope they were good.
So here's the look at Squilini.
I've got an alcohol story from going to see Deadpool.
Oh man.
Okay.
So my wife doesn't drink, and I was just like, baby, I really want to have a drink. Like, and she was just like, yeah, go ahead. So when you
don't drink a lot, it's okay to do it once in a while. That's the whole fucking thing, right?
Yeah, and it was funny. Yeah, so a buddy of ours, Alex, I told him, I was like, hey man, if you come down, he was like, he lives 5 minutes away from the festival. He was like, I'm not gonna go. I was like, bro, you're right there. I was like, if you come, I'll have a drink with you. Let's drink. He came.
Okay.
Started drinking, and like we realized that this little small area that we were stuck in, we couldn't leave. We couldn't leave the area with the alcohol, and we couldn't smoke cigarettes in that section either. So it was like, so next we're just like,
Now you got to ground and pound the fucking drink. So
doing the pterodactyl, like fucking taking one to the face while you're fucking double fisting at the same time, you know? Like,
yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah. So, but then after that, we actually, the night ended with the whole group sitting. We went down the block. There was a park, and let the kids go play at the park. And the adults just sat down. We had some smokes. We, we're just talking, having a good time. And then the night, I got home like 10, 11 o'clock, sloshed. I did not drive. If you guys know already, I usually don't drive. My wife does, but
yeah, you don't usually like driving anyways. So
yeah, but it was a really good time. I think.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I think today might be the last day for it, but yesterday was like the height of it. They
That's
had
really cool.
they had non-alcoholic daiquiris. It was great.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I
man.
remember having a virgin daiquiri, strawberry daiquiri when I was a kid. You know what I mean? That was still even in the
Every
80s.
time, every time we would have cookouts growing up, Mom would be making her fucking pina coladas and strawberry daiquiris with, good old Bacardi in it.
Yeah, man.
And
It's
she'd
just
always have an extra pitcher of it for the kids, and she'd make fucking virgin ones for all the kids.
Yup.
it was such a good time.
And then I turned 21 and I started getting to imbibe legally on the non-virgin ones.
there is nothing like a good. I mean, I don't know what it's like where you guys are at. Like when summer hits, spring hits, we have street fairs like crazy here in New Jersey.
That's the difference between what I'm hearing, the difference between Jersey and like where I'm at, saying Kansas City. I do have a big giant metro, obviously, and they do have a lot of festivals and like street things. But you got to go somewhere else in the metro usually to get there. They're not typically going to be like within proximity to like say your house. You know what I mean? Like you depending on which part of the Kansas City metro it is, you might drive 20 or 30 minutes one way just to get there because of the metro. Like
interesting, yeah.
That's really the only real
when we were out in KC, Jay's address to the hotel, according to maps, was only 10 minutes, but realistically it took like 22.
Yeah, it just depends on like what traffic is like at that particular hour. Well, and where you stayed too, Joe, you were like balls deep in the middle of downtown.
Yeah.
So like you had to,
but I wanted that downtown experience when we came out there.
I agree, and I agree with your decision making.
Yep.
Downtown Kansas City is beautiful, but you also have to deal with a lot of like one-way streets. Downtown Kansas City has a shitload of one-way streets.
What the fuck is going on, Squid
What
Lady?
in the world are you guys doing?
I'm not fucking
pressing buttons,
He
guys.
just keeps fucking blinking out for God knows what fucking reason.
I'm not pressing anything.
I'm not either. My
All right.
hands were not on mouse or keyboard.
Okay, both of you stop pressing everything. I'm going to press something right now. Both of you stop. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Fuck you too, dude.
It's
I'm
not
just
me.
proving
I
I'm not
swear to
pressing
God.
anything. I'm sitting here the rest of the
Look.
episode like this.
I'm not pressing shit either, okay? I'm just saying stop.
I'm going to keep my hands just like this. I'm going to.
I don't think
I'm gonna act like I'm deep throating my microphone for the rest of the episode, so that way my hands are visible. So the next time it fucking happens, I don't get blamed for it.
I don't think there's a force powerful enough in the universe to keep John's hands from pressing buttons at some point. I don't think there's a force powerful.
I didn't press shit, yo. I didn't press shit. Oh, yo, guess what? I fucking watched Horizon.
Wrong button.
Did you?
Yes.
How was it? I want to hear about that one. I want to hear about that one.
If you are not into long form storytelling, this is not your movie.
Slow. It starts slow. Is that what I'm hearing?
It starts.
slow.
Yo, what's going on, Paleo?
Yo, what's
Dude,
going?
Paleo. Holy shit. Oh, is that the Paleo giant? Are you fucking kidding me?
We have no choice right now because someone's pressing buttons.
Because something keeps fucking happening.
I pressed that button. I pressed that one. That's the one I pressed. So this story is being told in 4 different movies.
I have heard that too.
So it's a long story.
Mhm.
That's
It's
one
really
thing.
awkward and hard to just keep my hands here.
This is giving me arthritis.
You guys don't have to do that. I'm just saying, like, I believe you when you guys both say you didn't do it, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm gonna stand here with the Illuminati side.
Yeah. Like here, I'll do one of these. I'll do
What's
one of
going
these.
on, Christian? You know what? Fuck it.
Do it. There you go. Yeah. Do it, John. We're in the Illuminati, kids.
We're good now.
We're one of them with a capital T.
We're good now.
We're them now.
Jesus Christ.
My Lord, where are my glasses? So yeah, great movie,
Where are my
great
glasses? You know
cast.
you're blind when you can't even see your fucking glasses.
It's
Poor
bad.
Poor bad.
Yeah, great movie, great storytelling. Like I said, long form storytelling. It's a long movie. I would suggest maybe halfway through, stand up, get a drink of water, eat something.
What was the runtime on this first one? What was the runtime?
3 hours.
Like Dance with Wolves? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely got this classic Kevin Costner like Dances with Wolves vibes.
Mhm.
You definitely feel that
Cinematography, like
yeah,
the cinematography and stuff.
dude, the cinematography is fucking beautiful.
I might have to watch that movie just because of that.
The best way, one of the best ways I could say, so you know how like we have the world of Red Dead Redemption, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I feel like that this is everything that happens outside of that storyline, all the small things, because it's eventual, you know, it's eventful, you know. There are things happening in each person's story that kind of intertwine,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's like, and Kevin Costner's the same old Kevin Costner too. So you ain't,
You know what you're getting with him. He's like potato salad right now. Like, you know what you're getting with Kevin
yeah.
Costner.
Yeah, but it's a shame. The movie only, as of like 2 weeks ago, the movie made $11 million in the box office. Wasn't doing too hot, so they put it up for rental. And I think it being for home rental and coming to streaming in a few weeks, it's gonna help.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just like the new Bad Boys movie that
Yeah,
just
that's
came
right.
out. It's already available for fucking rental on fucking Apple.
I've told you guys before, I average one fucking movie theater experience probably a year. It's going to be Deadpool this week. I can already tell you. Like that, it'll be Deadpool. It's not. I'm not going to be there. They don't. The way they make movies and release movies now, it's oftentimes not worth it for me to go to the movie theater when I can just wait for it to stream.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Well,
but a movie like Deadpool, I'll go out. I'll fucking see it. I'll see it in the theater. You know, like when I took the kids to see Violent Night. You know what I mean? Like a couple years ago, a year ago, whatever. Like that was fun. You know, but like I'm not gonna. You're probably right, John. Like I would be more of like let me wait till it streams and I'll watch it.
Yeah. It's definitely a streamer release. It's definitely, and that's not to take away that it would be great in the theaters, but it's better to sit at home, relax, and watch it.
Nobody wants to take a piss in the middle of a movie when it's 3 hours long, but you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
I've got a few gripes with some shit with movies. Well, not really gripes. I've got one story to tell you guys from going to see Deadpool and Wolverine. I purposefully went to AMC Theater because, you know, the infamous fucking Deadpool popcorn bucket. I was trying to get my hands on one.
Did you get it?
No, because my fucking theater was already sold out of them by the time I went to the showing I went to. And they don't get a new shipment of them in until fucking Tuesday.
Did you order a booty controller?
No, I did not get the cheeky controller. But so AMC theaters, typically I don't go to AMC's. I go to Regal because that's closer to where my townhouse is. And, you know, I've got a membership with them.
I think Regal's the better cinema anyway.
And Regal, in my opinion, is the better cinema. But because of that bucket being only for fucking AMC, I went there. Well, AMC theaters also have bars attached. And in AMC theaters for Deadpool and Wolverine, they had two specialty cocktails, one Wolverine, one Deadpool themed, both using aviation gin.
Even with the colors were up to par too.
Yeah.
No shit. That's cool.
So I got the Wolverine cocktail. And whoever designed the amount of fucking liquor that went into this fucking motherfucker.
Was it worth it?
Fucking shot.
What was it like? Not alcoholic at all? Like what?
No.
Too alcoholic?
It was
for
8 ounces. 8 ounces of fucking gin in one drink.
What?
Holy shit. How big is the drink?
Yeah, how big is the fucking drink?
It was in like a 20-ounce cup.
Hold up, I gotta see.
Oh my fucking god, dude. That's like half a pint.
Yeah.
That's a half pint.
The motherfucker is sitting there making it and just constantly pouring 1 ounce jiggers of fucking gin in this bitch. And I'm watching him. I'm like,
how many of them are going in there, dude?
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, he's got the recipe card in front of him and he's like, I'm following the fucking recipe card. So the blue at the bottom is a combination of blue curacao and blue raspberry pucker.
Holy shit.
That also has alcohol in it.
Which also has fucking alcohol in
it. That's hilarious.
8 ounces of fucking gin, and then orange fucking liqueur, and orange juice for the Wolverine drink.
So you're just getting fuckered up. You're just gonna get. I think I might have to try the Wolverine drink.
Yeah, not
dude.
for nothing.
For the first time in my
color
fucking
looks
life,
good.
For the first time in my fucking life, I slow sipped on a fucking drink.
Smart man. Smart
That
fucking
drink,
man.
I made that drink last the entire fucking runtime of the movie.
You'll be sitting, if you drink that fast, you'll be sitting sideways fucking real quick, dude.
I
Like-
wasn't trying to have to take a nap while we're watching the fucking movie.
Right? You're like, holy shit. Like, it's like there's drinking and then there's like that kind of drinking right there.
Like
That's
I
fucking-
legitimately, right as the end credits started rolling, I finished off the drink.
Oh, speaking of end credit, is there an end credit scene?
Yes, you need to wait till
The
after
very end?
everything.
Okay. Just get it.
there's a mid credit and then there's an end credit. So there's
Okay.
kind of two
Okay.
things.
I mean, that's not even a spoiler anymore for Marvel movies. That's an expectation now for Marvel movies. So,
Anytime I go to a Marvel movie, I wait until the fucking actual shit completely is done. I don't ever get up during the fucking credits.
right. Yeah. That's part of the deal now. That's just part of the deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But yeah, that drink was motherfucking strong. And because of the amount of gin, and gin's typically a really dry, tart
mhm.
liquor, it was tart as shit.
I think I might. That my local theater that I go to is AMC. So I might see if they have that drink on fucking Tuesday when I go see Deadpool. So I think I might do like Tuesday. I haven't done anything on a Tuesday night in a
If
while.
they
I
make
might
it
do
any
that.
different at your AMC, then I need to complain because that bartender just didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
No, no. You need to thank that bartender because they're because they
Well,
just hook you
true,
the fuck up.
Because I mean, but so just a heads up. Obviously, it might be a little bit cheaper, a little bit more out there. It was it was $17 fucking dollars.
I believe it. Oh no, I believe it.
But you're also paying fucking movie theater pricing for that.
I was gonna say I've bought beers at that theater before because my local theater has a bar in it.
Has the
and-
McGuffins because that's like
Yep.
AMC's bar.
Yep. And
Oh
then-
yeah, no, they definitely
the-
gave me my money's worth.
Yeah, the beer.
They-
I've gotten like a pint there a couple times, and they're not cheap. So I fully expected it to be
So-
like over $15.
So paleo. To be honest with you, I got 3 drinks worth of fucking liquor in one.
I'll pay $17 for that. I'll pay $17 for that. Like
Oh,
that's
I had a 10 in cash in my pocket, and they had a tip jar on the bar for the bartender, and I threw that fucking 10 right in that
Yep.
bitch. So
Yep.
technically, I paid 27 for the fucking drink.
Oh, that's crazy. 27. Well, I
But-
mean that.
I
That's a
mean,
cocktail.
but then again, motherfucker just kept putting shots of fucking gin in the motherfucker. Like,
if you imagine him lining up like 8 shots just on the bar, and then a shot of pucker, and then a shot of the blue Sirkau, you know what I mean?
and then a shot of fucking orange liqueur.
Can I?
How much, like all of those individually at a bar, how much would that cost? And it would be way
It
more
was-
than $27.
It was, I will say, it was a gin
Yeah.
Wolverine colored version of a fucking Long Island, because
Can I-
literally all Long Islands are is liquor and then a splash of cola
You know,
to give it that coloring.
I have to tell you though, at least you got to drink it from an actual bar, whereas my alcohol came from a Gatorade container.
Like jungle juice, huh?
Yeah,
That's
I
okay.
was-
You had a
I was-
jungle IT.
I had fucking Hoboken hooch. That's what I had.
Fucking A, John. Fucking A. Hoboken hooch. I like that, dude. We're not. If we ever make a drink, John, a line
The
of drinks,
Hoboken hooch.
Hoboken hooch is going to be the first flavor.
Hoboken Hooch, and then we got to do like a KC one and a North Carolina one.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out
Just
the
have
names.
3.
The
The
Oh, man.
DD214 mixed drinks. And you got the Hoboken Hooch, the Kansas City fuck you up, and
Oh, I know. We'll call it the Kansas City Shuffle. We'll call it and we'll just have to figure out which alcohols to combine there. We'll call it the Kansas City Shuffle.
Oh shit.
well, I
So-
mean, the first thing I'm doing when John and you come to visit is I'm making y'all both fucking damn old fashions.
Yes.
You fucking have to, and we have to sit in your backyard while you barbecue like that.
And I'm not gonna just make you old fashions. I'm gonna make you my old fashions, and I'm gonna use some of my top shelf.
I cannot wait for the day. I cannot wait for the fucking day. Jay needs a
Oh, me
break.
too.
Jay needs a break.
Well, Jay, you're about to waste your breath now. No,
Oh,
I'm
God.
kidding. No, let's talk about Gojira.
Holy shit. Let's talk about the fucking opening ceremonies. Holy shit. Like, look at that fucking shit. A severed head being held by its fucking own headless body opened the show, dude. She was singing opera and shit. And there's Gojira on the side of a fucking royal palace that was turned into a prison that was later turned into a fucking another thing where like they fucking like lop the heads off of fucking like monarchs and fucking like and the like aristocrats. Fucking holy shit. Look at that shit. There's fucking fire and fucking smoke and blood and shit.
I will
like,
say,
I love that shot
so
right there.
I know, Jay, I know when you shared that on Facebook, Amy commented on it.
mm-hmm.
And I will say, when I saw them live, so the first year me and Amy were together, we were only together maybe 4 or 5 months.
Paleo,
we went to go
supposed to
see
be the fiction,
Slipknot because Amy's a huge Slipknot fan. I listened to Slipknot before, but I wasn't like huge Slipknot, and then went to the show, and now I fucking love Slipknot to death. They put on amazing shows. Gojira was one of the opening acts, and even their fucking segment was fucking amazing.
You know what's interesting about Gojira? How popular they are, and they open for popular bands. You know what I mean? Like it's there, and I just want to say, did you see my comment that I left on Jay's Jay's post? Jay saw it. I had no idea this was happening, and when Jay posted this, I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought this was a fucking photo from Waco.
Dude, it was.
But Paleo, that was kind of my thought right there. The chick with the severed head singing opera, that was probably trying to like a play on Marie Antoinette.
Look at the safety harness, just in case.
So the song they sang is Saira. I don't. I'm probably butchering the fuck out of but in French it means it'll be fine. And if you read the lyrics in English of like, it's a revolutionary song, dude, from like 1790. Okay. And they didn't sing the absolute original version, but there's been other versions of this song throughout history. And it's if you just look it up and look up the lyrics of what they sang in English. And like the fact that they sang these lyrics in English or in French, and like it's a revolutionary song. And by the way, there were different segments of the opening ceremonies. This segment was titled Liberty, and it was fucking amazing, dude. And when they shot off the fucking, it looks like streamers, but it's like smoke, and it looks like fucking blood gushing, dude, at the end. And that shit is so fucking dope and metal, dude. Like, I gotta call a doctor soon because my fucking dick hasn't fucking gone soft since I fucking watched that shit on Friday. Okay.
Well, you know, you're supposed to seek medical attention if it stays harder for more than 4 hours, right?
I got some use out of it. I got some use out of it. Okay. But maybe later today.
He didn't let it go to waste.
I didn't let it go to waste. Fucking A, dude. That's fucking, oh, dude. It was just that was the most metal thing I've ever seen at the Olympics. Number one. Number two, that like what the imagery and the art surrounding it, like, and the fact that they did it at the opening ceremony of the Olympics. I think they said worldwide like 29 million people, which is probably more than 29 million, but 29 million people fucking watch this live. But I'm sure it's like a lot more than that now. And it was fucking amazing. The opening ceremonies were amazing. I know there's some people bitching about a particular portion of the performance. We're not really going to get big into that because those are just people that aren't very educated.
Who are bitching the bitch.
They're not very educated. It was the whole thing. The entire opening ceremonies was.
I know what you're talking about too.
The ceremony was 4 hours long. The part they're bitching about was 10 minutes. And it was not about what they wanted it to be about.
Are you talking about the Greek thing? Yeah.
In other words, it wasn't about them. Yeah. And they forget that the French love their fucking art, and it was a 4 hour long performance art piece.
I thought it was beautiful what they did.
You got to see the city, got to see the Louvre, you got to see like Eiffel Tower, the whole kit and caboodle. You had the fucking Assassin's Creed guy doing parkour, which is originally from France.
Jam and Jet.
Good to see you, buddy. But yeah, like I loved it. I had a great time watching it. I had to cut a little bit early because I had work that day. Which, by the way, real quick, when I went to work that day, first sellout I've ever seen at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals played the Cubs. The Royals played the Cubs on Friday night, and I'm talking like all the stars aligned, all the stars. It was a Friday night in the summer. The weather was decent. Fucking
Any legends?
Huh?
Any legends?
No. It was just a regular game, but the Cubbies were in town. There was fucking fireworks after the game, and they had a fucking Patrick Mahomes bobblehead giveaway. So like I got there at like 4:00. Game didn't start till 7:10. I got there at 4:00, and I knew it was gonna be a sellout. Put it that way. I was like, holy shit. Like it was like apparently like it was standing room only for part of that game. Like standing room only. So they sold that motherfucker. I think they came close, if not doing it again last night.
Yeah.
And then they play the Cubs again tonight.
Listen, the Royals are in the top 5. It's incredible.
They're in the hunt. If it wasn't for the fucking Yankees, they'd probably be the wild card people right now. If it wasn't for the Yankees. So your Yankees and my Royals are going to be having it out a little bit this year, John.
Yeah, I honestly, the Yankees are starting to fade out. It started, and it didn't happen earlier as it usually does, but you could start to see the fizzle started to happen with the Yankees. So we're hanging on. We're hanging on.
So y'all want to see an abomination
of course,
a fucking breakfast sandwich?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And
Go
this is the wife bitching at me yesterday because, with everything we've got going on, I'm doing a little bit more stress eating than I normally do. Especially since I'm quitting tobacco, fucking got all this other bullshit going on.
One vice at a time.
So I go to get us breakfast before we go out to tour an apartment. And this is the motherfucking thing that I get.
What the fuck?
It is called the Spamtastic biscuit.
Is there peanut butter and jelly in there?
No, it's Spam, country ham, sausage, bacon, egg, and cheese.
I'm leaving.
I quit. I done. That reminds me of there's a place in West Virginia called Tudor's Biscuit World.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a wonderful menu. You can find just about anything and make a biscuit sandwich out of it in that particular place. Very, very wonderful place. I love eating there, but they have some abominations there too. And that kind of reminded me that sandwich right there just reminded me of like Tudor's Biscuit World because there's definitely some abominations.
So yeah, that was breakfast yesterday morning. For dinner Friday night, because with the mold situation, we haven't been fucking eating at home. I had a meatloaf sandwich from the local pub and grub. Thursday, I had the Cuban was fucking amazing. Good old North Carolina pulled pork on that motherfucker. But yeah.
That's okay. Was it good?
It's completely a fucking heart attack waiting to happen.
Was it good though? Was it good?
Oh, it's fucking delicious.
As long as you enjoyed it, brother. As long as you enjoyed it.
Oh man, so yeah, wow, this is a very packed episode. So I got one I got news. It's sad.
Oh god.
Okay.
A wall collapsed at the Air Force base pool not too long ago. It happened earlier this week, and it killed one miner and 3 others that were killed from this. It happened when a wall at the men's locker room at the on-base pool collapsed on them earlier, and the incident occurred Monday at the Heritage Club Pool's men's locker room. According to a statement from Colonel Diedrich Reese, the installation is 78th Air Base Wing Commander. The incident is under investigation. Our hearts are broken for these individuals and their families. We remain committed to supporting our airmen and their loved ones as we navigate this difficult time for Team Robbins. We want to thank to our first responders, including lifeguards, installation and committee personnel who respond to this tragic incident with compassion and professionalism.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is just
wasn't us, dude. I know a guy. I used to know a guy. This is back in my Arizona days. Had a wall fall on, collapse on him, and he lost the lower half of one of his legs. He was lucky, and he was lucky. He was lucky.
Yeah.
And he said when he pulled
happened again.
When he got pulled out, I mean his leg was basically spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like walls are heavy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what either of you are doing, but
What the fuck?
No one's pressing anything.
No, I had one hand on my fucking knee. The
Yeah.
other hand was up here.
that's interesting.
When it happened the first time, I had clicked into another fucking browser tab to pull up fucking something else, a news article, and then it fucking just blipped me out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but yeah, that's we need. I
Sorry
want to.
about that.
I want to keep updated on this story though, because it killed 4 people. That's a big wall. That's got to be a big wall. So that was some kind of a catastrophic failure. I'm wondering if it was like a retaining wall or something, maybe, but like for an entire section,
A whole wall to come back down.
to come.
This is
to
why
come
you
down.
never trust an engineer.
Will you stop? Will you stop?
Jesus Christ.
Will you stop? No, it does speak a little bit. We've talked about black mold today. We're talking about a fucking wall collapse that killed 4 people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It says a lot about infrastructure, and when you don't maintain, and former mechanic Jay here, when you don't
Lack of
maintain,
maintenance causes catastrophic failures.
yeah, it's lack of maintenance. It's like
Yep.
like those crickety bridges here in the Midwest that you're like scared to drive over. You have a right to be scared to fucking drive over them, because like that's the shit. Like walls don't collapse by themselves after they've been fucking built. Okay, they collapse
Well, I mean,
after a long period of time with no or low maintenance and nobody paying the fuck attention to like, it's structural integrity.
I mean, that bridge
Right.
collapsed a couple months ago in fucking
Yeah.
Maryland.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
mean, yes, a boat hit the fucking one of the pylons.
Yeah, but it
But
caused the
if
whole
that
fucking-
bridge was properly maintained, that wouldn't have taken that bridge down.
correct. They would have had to close the bridge, but it would not have fucking catastrophically failed. That is correct.
You're absolutely right. In other news, in February 2022, Manfredo Martin Michael Madrigal III filmed himself deleting army training materials while he was being discharged from the military. That same day, he called the Russian embassy in Washington, D.C. Madrigal 38 is pleading guilty on July. He pled guilty on July 24 to 1 count of destruction of U.S. Army materials and 3 counts of making false statements, according to the news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Virginia. And the charges stem from when Madrigal's discharge from the Army was pending, and he was assigned as an attorney to the U.S. Army Judge Advocates General Legal Center and School, which is JAG, in Charlottesville.
Fuck that guy. Fuck this piece
Yeah.
of shit. Fuck this. But especially for calling the fucking Russians, dude. Like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck? You want to go hang with Russia? You think it's so fucking bad here? You want to go hang out with the fucking Russians?
Yeah.
Like, how fucking shitty is your life?
The
You're
only good thing that's ever come out of Russia is vodka.
Dude, seriously, what in the actual fuck, dude? Like, you're a
They got some
fucking.
good. Hold up, they got some good music too. Hold up, I like some of their music.
What do you got, John? What do you got?
Yeah, but most of the musical acts that come out of Russia fucking denounce Russia and fucking come to the U.S.
Thank
So
you.
Yeah.
that's
Thank
a mute point, anyways, John.
Well, there is I do like that 70s Russian disco. I don't know if you've ever heard it before. It's actually really fucking
There's
good.
a couple. There's a couple of Russian acts that I am very fond of, actually. And
Well,
you're
yeah,
right, Joe.
I mean,
and you're right, Joe. They all pretty much universally denounce Russia.
Pussy Riot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, on my list of countries to hate, North
There-
Korea, Russia.
Yep. China, Iran. That's about like the list.
Yeah.
The list gets pretty short after that. You know what I mean? It's all.
I mean,
the same familiar faces, dude. Russia's
Like,
number
I don't
one
even,
on the board in my
with
book.
Iraq and Afghanistan. I don't even hate the countries.
No.
I just hate their political system.
That's basically. That's
And
correct.
the
I have
reason
no-
I hate their political system is because
Yep.
they can't fucking get their shit together to get a proper political system in place.
that's correct.
And then next thing you know, you've got ISIS, the Taliban, fucking Al Qaeda, all these fucking other
Mhm.
groups. Like,
Offshoot.
it's-
Yeah. That well, with Russia, it's the same. It's the same fucking tired story with a different facade or a different mask on. They have repeated their own history so many times. There's an old joke in history classes or history classes in college, and the joke goes, if you ever want to learn about Russian history, just pick one chunk out of it, and then after that say, and then it got worse. And
Yeah.
then whatever happened after that, and then it got worse.
And
that's
it could
what-
go. And it could go anywhere.
yeah,
it-
exactly.
yeah. Pick any point in Russia's history. At any point in Russia's history, and then it got worse. And then it got worse.
But I mean,
and now it's 2024, and they're losing like 1,000 soldiers a day in Ukraine. and then it got worse, right? And then it
Yeah,
got worse.
I mean, and they're losing all these soldiers in Ukraine to
No,
fucking
they're-
freedom fighters that don't have much military training.
No, they're throwing they're throwing a lot of their like ethnic minorities out there. They're not throwing people from Moscow and St. Petersburg to the front lines
No.
in Ukraine. They're conscripting from like all the outlying areas and like from a lot of their fucking they're emptying their prisons, basically throwing criminals to the front lines, throwing a lot of their ethnic minorities to the front lines. It's dude, what a shit show. Fuck Russia.
I'm
dude.
just going back to
Fuck Russia.
we live in a
Fuck them
very
all.
interesting fucking timeline.
We do. Because they killed Harambe. Because they killed Harambe.
I mean, shit. Trump gets shot.
Robert
Biden
Downey
drops
Jr. is
out.
Doom.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the MCU as a totally different fucking character after saying he was done playing comic book
This
movie
is so
characters.
fucked. So I have one last shit show for you before the final thought. All right. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Already more than a month late getting back. 2 NASA astronauts will remain at the ISS until engineers finish working on problems plaguing their Boeing capsule.
Yep, I've seen that.
Boeing. I had no Boeing was going to play a part in this.
Stuck in space, dude. They literally got stuck in space.
Yeah, and
Dicks out for Harambe, guys. Dicks out for Harambe.
Dicks out for Harambe, everyone.
So the test pilots, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, were supposed to visit the orbiting lab for a week and return in June, but the thruster failures and helium leaks on Boeing's new Starliner capsule prompted NASA and Boeing to keep them up longer. This is so crazy.
So I'm just waiting for the rescue mission to happen at this point, because here's the thing. How the fuck are they going to fix that problem with the fucking capsule?
Well, there's going to have to be other people at the station to do so, which means other people are probably going to have to fly up there to do it.
Yeah,
and I sure as hell hope they don't take a Boeing capsule with them.
So
I got nothing, bro. I got like we landed on the fucking moon.
So
you know what I mean? Like 50
we landed on the moon before we even had fucking smartphones.
That's what I'm saying.
And now we can't even fucking get our astronauts back out of space because the fucking company can't fucking make sure their shit works properly.
So this is where it gets interesting, right? So NASA commercial crew program manager Steve Stitch, he said NASA always has contingency options, but we'll come home when we're ready.
Right. That's a
real quick way of saying we're fucked. We're stranded up here. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That is the political response to what I just said.
Proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
What's the acronym?
Just all P's, man.
There you go.
All P's. And then and for the other one, as far as solving the problem, it's FITFO. Figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? But which they probably should have done before the mission, not after they got to space.
Yeah, because right now it's FUBARD.
Yeah, now you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like now it's too late.
We're just gonna start throwing acronyms out there. They're totally FUBARD at this point.
Yeah, they're fucked. They're fucked.
We're gonna learn every single one. The DD214 dictionary. That's what we're gonna make.
Yep.
The DD214 dictionary. So guys, we're at the end of the show.
We make the DD214 dictionary. Dicks out for Harambe's got to be in there.
Oh, it will be.
DOFH.
Doff.
Come on, guys, let's doff. So yeah, guys, we're here at the final thought. I want to take it this week if you guys don't mind.
You're good.
Go ahead.
I gotta, so there's been a lot of fucking things happening within our gaming communities, with our content creator communities, within our friend communities, right? And I assure you that there are people right now who are making drastic decisions in their friend groups, asking questions, and with those questions come people becoming offended by their questions, while people are trying to make better, safer options for their self and their families. There are people in this world like myself who were sexually abused and attacked when we were younger. Myself and millions of other people, young children, even happening to this day. And it took me years for me to face my demons and talk to my wife about it, a doctor about it, or anything like that. And even to this day, I just had a conversation with someone the other day that I am ready to face my attacker face to face. Like I am ready to have that conversation with him without violence.
Fair.
And
You're better man than me.
only because I want to see justice happen. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
and justice doesn't come when someone is dead.
You're correct. You are correct.
You know? And there are people out there who are afraid to talk, and it is okay not to talk, but don't sit on that. Take it from me. I sat on it for years and it damaged me. It wasn't until I joined the military that I started talking about it, and I was seeing a doctor for these issues, for these things that happen, in these events that happen in my life. Hell, I even spent time to figure out how I was going to end it myself, and that was one of the darkest times of my life. Guys, have conversations with your friends. Ask the questions. Have these conversations, because there are things happening in this world right now that are disgusting, and we have to protect our families and ourselves. And we need to really look inside and look at the damages that we have, and ask yourself, did you close that door because you didn't want to deal with it? You know what I mean? Or did you close that door because you closed it? You closed it and you locked the key. I just want people to be able to call out the things that need to be called out and not be afraid to, and it's hard. I get it. It's hard. I know it's fucking hard. But you're not alone. You are not alone, okay? And there are people that you can talk to every single day. You could talk, if you don't want to talk to us, if you don't want to talk to anyone in your friend group, you could dial the National Suicide Hotline. You could text or call 988, or you could dial 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK. It's these things will take you out, and I can't bear knowing that people are going through the same pain that I was going through and taking a different direction with how they want to go with their lives instead of living. Living is important. There's so much left to life. So much left to fucking life. All right, guys? Text or call 988 or dial 1-800-273-8255. We love you guys, and be safe out there. Be vigilant, be smart, be observant. Be observant. I think that's one of the biggest keys right now, and things that are going on with our society.
Well, situational awareness never goes away.
Head on a swivel.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention no matter what, no matter where you're at, whether it's outwardly or inwardly within yourself. You still have to pay fucking attention. That's a big part of the fucking deal. We have to take care of ourselves. Like John talks about waiting a long time. I do group therapy basically once a week. I miss here and there depending on work and stuff, but I do group therapy once a week. Excuse me. And there are gentlemen in that group, older gentlemen who were in previous wars, who waited decades to reach out, decades to freaking say anything, decades to even like bother fucking with the VA, stuff like that, where it's like, and they all say the same thing. Don't wait like I did. Don't fucking wait like I did. Like I wait. It's never too late. We're not saying that. It's never too late, but they all say the same goddamn thing. I shouldn't have waited. I should have gone. They give some of us younger guys props. I say younger, I'm 43, right? They give some of us younger guys props because we came in as soon as we got out of the service, because we started reaching out as soon as we left service. And that's something that is important. And I am a firm believer in the healing powers of therapy. And different people have different, thresholds and, what works and what doesn't work for them individually. But I'm a huge proponent of therapy. but you have to be you have to get there and you have to actually sit down in a seat and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
That's
Which, I mean,
that's the difference. Go ahead, Joe.
You know, you say younger guys and then call out your age.
43.
The thing
I'm
is,
not exactly
you're still the younger generation of veterans,
Yeah.
especially like because you've only been out for what, 2 years?
Not quite. It'll be 3 in October.
Not quite. Yeah.
It'll be 3 in
Not
October.
quite. Yeah. So I mean, you've not been out that long. You did your career. You got out when
A full one too.
You did a full
I didn't make it to 20, but I did almost 12, that's a career. That's pretty much.
I mean, that's 2 fucking contracts. You re-upped at one point.
I re-enlisted 4 times, bro. Like,
oh shit!
I only did
There you go.
Every time I re-enlisted, I only did either 2 or 3 year contracts.
There's different fucking lengths to the contracts depending on when you signed up. Because when I joined the contracts were 8 years.
That was a different time. And that's when I joined. My original contract, I think, was like for 3 and change, and then I re-enlisted for that one, and then I re-enlisted 3 other times after that. But every time I re-enlisted, I only re-enlisted for either 2 or 3 years at a time. So that way, my next re-enlistment was always like immediately coming back up.
Oh yeah,
and that way, it was a way for me to keep the Army on its toes and not just run me into the ground.
But I mean, at the same time, I mean, the thing is, we all have our own demons we struggle with within the veteran community. We've all been through, dealt with other bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
We have shit that might be from our fucking childhood, even.
That's correct.
You know,
little things, you know.
The onion,
and honestly,
the layers of the onion go deep. They will go deep. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not big on therapy myself, but I have my other coping mechanisms.
Sure.
I have my outlets that allow me to deal with my demons. And that's just because I don't like talking about that shit. However, we don't want to discourage anybody from talking if you need to.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, and if what do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. But if something is wrong, you might have to go talk. You might have to talk to somebody just because if something ain't working, you got to find a solution to whatever's not working.
Yeah, that's because the thing is, who knows? Maybe in a year, 2 years, I decide, okay, now it's time for me to go to therapy.
Sure, and you have that.
This point in time, I don't see the necessity behind it for myself. Each of us are our own individual person. Mm-hmm. Yes, as veterans, we all share a very similar mindset. However, seek the help you feel is necessary when you need the help.
Absolutely.
100.
Guys, this was an amazing episode. This is probably my favorite one right now, like of all time now. I just want to thank everybody for coming by today. It was super fun.
It would be my favorite episode if I wasn't dealing with black mold.
Right.
Like most of our current active soldiers out there living in barracks.
Yeah, I had to deal with that when I had to deal with that as an NCO, and let me tell you, it was infuriating having to deal with, let's just say, higher ups when I'm trying to take care of my soldiers, whether they were in the married housing or fucking in the barracks, either or. I had problems with both, and there's a reason why I never, as soon as I got married, when
working on it,
as soon as I got married when I was in the Army, I never again lived on base. Never again. I immediately moved off base and I never looked back.
So I was in barracks for the first 2 years, but because of my family, see, I had it a little bit different because, you know, being related to the provost marshal of the fucking Army and my dad being a first sergeant, after I got done at my first duty station and I went from Fort Lee to fucking Bragg.
Mm-hmm.
I was given the opportunity to do off-base housing as a single soldier.
Lucky bastard. I'm glad you did. But
again, that was just stars aligning in who I knew and who I was related to.
Right. Well, at least you can admit to being a nepo baby. All right.
I mean, yeah, there was a little bit of tit sucking there that got me fucking that privilege. But
Yeah. Hey, before we get out of here, I know
from the dungeon.
So,
From the dungeon, you can under certain circumstances, but they frown upon it because that you get BAH.
yeah,
So you usually they would only do a barracks thing if there was like something with like domestic related where like the two parties couldn't live together, possibly. There's always a loophole. Put it that way. There's always a way around in the Army, but you would definitely have to pull some strings, and there'd have to be a really, really good fucking reason because the Army's paying BAH if you're living off post and married. So the Army's not going to pay for two domiciles basically. But there are instances where people are kept in the barracks and they're married for reasons, right?
well, that or if you get stationed somewhere where your significant other can't come with you.
That'd be that's like Geo Bachelor though, and that's like if you do like a tour of Korea. There's a lot of people that go, unaccompanied for a year in Korea. Like our friend of the show, Chris Bodette, he just got back. Well, it's been a while.
CB.
Yeah, it's been a while, but he basically just got back from an unaccompanied tour in Korea, and he was there by himself for a year. So obviously he was a.
And then there's
married
the
soldier.
exceptions to that, like our other friend of the show, Crazy Ace,
Mhm.
who him and his wife,
Family's over there.
him and his entire family went over.
Yep,
And
that means
actually,
they're staying there for like longer.
that you bring him up before we go. Yeah, now that you actually said his name, he's actually going to be coming back soon.
Yes.
He's going to be our first episode of our pre-record series, which the working title, I guess, is just After Dark, but
It's DD214 Network presents.
Well, that
After
would be
Dark?
it presents what though? That's what John's getting at. You're
DD214
right.
Network presents, and then in this case, Crazy Ace.
I could dig that. I could
Okay,
dig
that works.
You know,
I can dig that.
if we have Bodette on, it'll be presents Bodette.
God,
Presents.
Okay.
damn it. God damn it, Scolini. You see what he's trying to do,
Yeah,
Jay?
all that fucking
He's trying to get paid.
all that
He's
fucking
trying to
logic.
get paid.
Yep, trying to use that big brain of his. Like, yep. Guess what, Squeenie? We ain't getting paid anytime soon, bro.
I don't plan on getting paid anytime soon. I'm just sitting here thinking from a business perspective of if
No,
we're going to do
actually-
a separate fucking pre-record, we're going to do it where it doesn't like After Dark is a working title. Yes. However,
I actually DD214 Network presents. I think that's a perfect title.
I agree. I'm kind of down with that. That was good.
So-
that was good, Joe. That was good.
God damn it, Joe. That's
Cheers.
I could
Cheers,
kiss you.
fuckface.
But yeah,
Cheers.
he's we're gonna and then hey, from the dungeon, that doesn't take you away either. We want to interview everybody.
Yeah.
I've reached out to a few other veterans, and we're gonna have some more stuff for you guys. But guys, thank you so much for coming to another explosive episode of DD214 Network, where you don't know what you're gonna get. It's like Disney, you just don't know what you're gonna get. You just
might
we
have a
might
lot
get
of-
Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the MCU as a different character.
Hey, you might have you might have a lot of fun, or we might totally ruin an entire franchise for you. Who knows? Who knows? You know.
I'm so gonna fucking deep fake myself as Robert Downey Jr. on the show one day.
You should.
God damn
Just
it,
to-
John.
Good.
I'm just gonna fucking do it. But guys, we love you. Sayonara. Eat pizza. Drink water.
168 hours. 168 hours. right back here.
168. See you again.
168 hours, guys. We'll see you next time.
Y'all be good.